Praise God. As you have heard, my name is Nyagothie, and I will take you through the report for CE for 2022-2023. Christian education is one of the 9 statutory committees in the Presbyterian Church, and we usually have our CE week in March of every year, so karibuni sana to CE week. According to the P&P manual for the Presbyterian Church, the Christian Education Committee has a couple of roles in the church. First of which is to advise the local church on all matters education. Second is to recommend representatives into every school committee, primary and secondary schools alike, under our jurisdiction. Our jurisdiction covers the local community where our church is placed, so that covers Sukari, Mwihoko, probably KU, and anything around here. Third is to educate parents on education programs. And then thereafter is to receive educational reports from these schools that we are sponsoring and supporting. The fifth thing is to manage finances that are raised for education purposes. And mind you, these are the roles of CE according to the P&P manual. We shall discuss further as we go along this report. So now we can discuss some of the activities that this team has done so far. We can start with Touch a Life Day for the year 2022. This was an activity that was done in line with the goal to promote spiritual growth and evangelism. We visited Gakoyo Mahiga Secondary School in Othaya in July of 2022, where we spoke to parents, teachers, and students alike on the theme of recasting the vision for education. This is a school that has had challenges with their performance and other kinds of issues, and we had 10 delegates who visited with this school. We spoke to them together as one. We had breakout rooms, and we also had feedback reports developed for which they were going to use this to run for another year or so. We also shared with them gifts, and these were provided by you guys supporting CE. So thank you very much. For TEE, the Theological Education by Extension, there is currently a class of 10 people undertaking their 5th book, and it is exciting to note that 4 of these members of the class are from Guav. Now we can talk about the family convention. Previously, we used to do an activity called the Family Focus Sunday, but because of us adopting new methods, we this year had a family convention. I'm calling it 2022 because ideally it would have happened last year, but because of some challenges with the scheduling, it happened early this year. It took a week where we spoke together from one unified theme, Lost from Within. So it was a combined effort of the family ministry and Christian education, which brought to you talks. The young parents talked about positive discipline for their kids. The entire congregation met and discussed fragmentation of the family system. Parents with mature kids talked about being lost in the empty nest. Young parents talked about being lost in the balancing act. The youth talked about being lost in their freedom. Church school were talking about asking them, not telling them. And then we had a beautiful culmination on a Sunday where we did a covenant renewal family service. I'd like to appreciate you for participating and more so for sharing feedback, because we use this as we chart the way forward for the next convention. As part of the family ministry, there has been parenting classes. These are coordinated by Mercy Chege and the family ministry. And it is positive to report that 46 young parents graduated in January 2023. Previously, 10 had graduated in 2022, so we can see positive interest on this. And they had a beautiful dinner to culminate their success. So this year we have had our annual retreat for the Full Council of Christian Education. We met on 25th of February. 21 people were there with us. We had 3 ministry affiliates because Christian education is a growing team. It was also beautiful to have representatives from GWAV. We are raising a concern because where are the men? As you can see in that picture, quite a few of them are ladies. And I can see men in this congregation. So I will encourage you to visit your district and find out if you're in the CE team so that you can join us. Also, so that we can have representatives from all our districts, because we have a big mission. And this mission has led us to a re-engineering of the Christian education team. We have taken learnings, we have readjusted, and the pastoral team is guiding us on how we are structuring a new CE committee. We have things that we are referring to as ministry offshoots because our church is growing and we have needs that we need to cater to. Therefore, the Christian education team will now have things called ministries. There'll be 5 of them. First is the family ministry, which covers the positive parenting sessions and also the groupings like young professionals, God's beloved, teens, GWAV, church school. You will find yourself in one group or the other. We are also ministering to schools. For schools, I'm referring to waiting and dating. I'm referring to marriage and parenting schools. These are schools where each of you can sign up because there's a place for you to fit in. Then there's TEE, where there's all levels of the courses that are offered. Thereafter, there's the institutions. For institutions, we have the PPI program, where we speak to students in schools, ideally the schools we would have been supporting according to the CE roles, and also chaplaincy of the institutions around us. For instance, there's KU, there's Mwihoko, there's Ndiaine, our school right here. Thereafter, the 5th ministry is the empowerment ministry. And under this, we have programs like the Tuesday virtual engagement and guidance and counseling sessions. So this is a work in progress. It is a dynamic that we need to all adjust to and embrace. So far, we have identified point people who we are working with, and what you're likely to find is they will engage you for you to plug in, participate, and gain from the programs that are offered. And this is a hint of how you could participate. You could take a parenting class, you could take a TEE class, you could go for a guidance and counseling session, or you could participate in the Tuesday virtual engagement, and many more. So thank you very much for engaging.